Okay, I'm a little late on this because some things came up, so I'm gonna I'm gonna catch up before the next episode comes up. So, Ivan the Terrible versus Hernan Cortés. I was a little bit, I was actually off. I thought Ivan the Terrible would win, but um, I'm gonna I'm gonna work my way back from the start. So from the very beginning, I actually gave the win to Ivan the Terrible because uh, actually I don't really remember the reason why I gave the win to Ivan the Terrible. I think it's because I have a slight dislike for Spanish conquistadors, um, and I actually have a dislike for Hernan Cortés because like I know what the guy did. I know it's like extraordinary, but I don't like the fact that he kind of just that he sort of just embarrassed the Aztec Empire. Like, they lost to a far less number of soldiers than they had. Like, I know they won because of technology and the diseases and stuff, but you know, they brought one of the mightiest empires of all time, and they just brought him down. I mean, like that's why I kind of hate Hernan Cortés. So I was kind of biased towards Ivan the Terrible, and that turned on me because Ivan Terrible lost. So, anyways, I'm getting off topic. So in this episode, they tested. Let's see, they only tested 3 weapons actually, and the 3 weapons they tested were on the Ivan Terrible sides. He had, I think it was a sablia, um, a giant axe. A giant axe that actually serves as a stand for the matchlock, and oh yeah, and the matchlock. And on Hernan Cortez's side, he had the espada ropera, which was I'm sorry for I had to say that in accent. And that sword. If you want to imagine that sword, just imagine like a rapier, but a lot less looking like a rapier. Like it looks like you could still like swing it around. Like, you know how rapier looks like you can only thrust it. Um, he was also carrying, what was it? He had I think it was called an alabarda. It was basically, what was it? What's it called again? It was basically I don't remember. It wasn't the Pirate versus Knight episode, Vlad the Imperial episode. It was the, uh, I'll edit this in later. Anyways, so he had that weapon that I can't remember right now, and he also had an arquebus, which is another rifle. And in this episode, I'm actually surprised that the rifles were actually accurate. I mean, yeah, I'm one of those people who believe that the olden time rifles were like they were always inaccurate. So I actually learned something today, which is kind of cool. So aside from that, Ivan the Terrible actually had 2 weapon edges. He had it for the sword and the rifle, because the rifle actually had like front sights, and I think it had like less reload time or something. And the sword you can use it like for anything, even on horseback, whereas like Hernan Cortez's sword like failed on horseback. He only lost in the mid range because, well, the giant X kind of sucks when you think about it. I mean, like it looks cool as a stand, but the guy got tired and he couldn't get the guy off the horse. So, wait, maybe it's coming. Maybe it's coming to the halberd. There you go. The Hernan Cortez's halberd. You know, that's why he got the win over the giant axe. You know, because it's a halberd. It's designed to pull guys off of horses. So, anyways, so Ivan Terrible got 2 weapon edges. So it kind of made me wonder why he lost. And this is actually the first episode, I think, where the what was it, the X Factors, they actually, because in the past episodes it kind of seems like there was still weapon reliant. Like the weapons were the ones that gave the winner. It turned out the guy who had the most weapon edges won the battle. Here, the guy with the most X factors won the battle, which um, brought back hope that the X factors could be on the same level as the weapon edges now. Like, because Hernan Cortés dominated Ivan the Terrible in X factors and he won. So yeah, I actually like this kind of victory. Like Ivan Terrible had superior weapons, but he was not in a superior mental health. So I actually like that. That actually, they didn't pick the winner based on the weapons he used. They picked the winner based on the person they were. That that to me, that's more like a deadliest warrior type of reasoning, not just like, oh he won because this weapon dominated, like the Teddy Roosevelt episode. I'm still mad about that. Freaking Lawrence of Arabia lost. Oh, going off topic, Lawrence of Arabia should not have lost. This is the guy who walked through the desert. I mean, and like toppled the Ottomans. Like, no way. I don't believe it. Anyways, back to I'm sorry. Back to Hernan Cortez. So aside from that, nothing really else to talk about the weapons test. In the simulation was it was cool. I mean, like there was like back and forth action where Hernan Cortez's men would shoot at them, they would shoot back, they'd fight back. So not really much to individually talk about. Like maybe, well, there in the beginning it showed Ivan the Terrible like punishing I guess a heretic, like doing the thing where the guy's limbs were connected to two horses and they were like pulling him apart. Um, but that's the only other thing that you can note. Like the last thing that I can note is I didn't see how Ivan died. Like they came at each other on their horses. Hernan swings, and I think it catches his neck, but you don't see the neck. I didn't see the neck wound, so he kind of just slumped and died. And yeah, so I don't see how I don't see how he could die, but whatever, he died. And then Hernan just like the guy who he is, he goes to the body and picks up the gold and says, "Yeah, I win." So yeah, that's the episode. It wasn't a bad episode. Like I'm kind of I kind of like it better than last week's episode because this episode to me, I honestly didn't know who would win. That's why I kind of like this episode a lot more than the last ones because they actually kept me guessing this time because the last episode you can kind of guess who won. So not really much else to talk about in this episode. So yeah, post your comments. Tell free go free Feel free to tell me what you feel about this episode, and also next week's episode, Crazy Horses versus Pancho. And if you ask me, I'm going for a Crazy Horse victory. So yeah, that's about it.